Welcome back to the Capoeira Experience podcast. Thank you so much for spending some time with us and letting us light up that motivation to keep pushing your capoeira trainings and for tuning in. Train hard, stay motivated, and bring your shit to the huddle. Bring it on. Let's roll. What's up, Capoeira Nation? Welcome back to the Capoeira Experience podcast. Thank you so much for hanging in there. Keep training, keep practicing, and listening to the podcast. I really appreciate everybody coming back to get some motivation here. This is pretty much to all the Capoeira community, doesn't matter. As long as you do Capoeira, I'm gonna love you. so, today I have the huge pleasure and bring my good friend Guerreiro. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. And yes. Good to have you here. And it's really nice how capoeira can bring people together because we start talking through Instagram
Yeah.
to be on your show for instructors react. So you have a YouTube, right, about that?
Yes. Yeah. Put that together when shortly after this whole pandemic situation closed everything down. Uh, I mean, the YouTube channel's been there, but the actual show we did out of this kind of situation. It's been really
Nice,
fun.
nice. And now, what will be the name of the show so people can follow you?
So the show is called Capoeira Instructors React.
Nice.
We have an Instagram page. It's just at Capoeira _ instructors _ react.
Nice. Awesome. If you guys go watch that, dude, it's really funny. It's really funny how to see those reaction of us that already know what capoeira is, and like Bob's Burger, man. Oh my god, that was so funny. The sexy days, man, that was super funny. And so what inspired you to do this, to do that show?
I was doing some videos with my daughter, and we were just talking. We were just like goofing off on camera, and then just capoeira stuff on camera, and then I had this idea just popped into my head. I'm used to being able to help out people and support different groups and schools and stuff like that.
Nice.
Going to their schools or going to their events. And she said something about just how it's weird that like she's used to me going, being gone for the weekend and helping out people or doing this or doing that. And she's like, it's just so weird that you're always like just here and you're only taking phone calls. You're not really doing anything with anybody. And I'm like, that is kind of weird. So then I called a few friends. I'm like, hey, what do you think about just, getting together and, sitting down in front of a camera and just reacting to a video, just record yourself, and then we just put it together. What do you think? And people really like the idea of doing it, so we went forward with it, and the reactions that we're getting from the show have been really positive. So that's been really good.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, because it brings just a little laughter to our community. It's
yeah. I think there's so much. I mean, there's so much going on in the world, right? And
correct.
we're in like I won't say unprecedented times, but I can say that it's for this generation, a lot of the younger generation, this is totally like uncharted territory, and there's a lot of negativity. You can't go be with your friends. A lot of people, you can't be with your family.
Can't go to class.
Can't go to events. Yeah, you can't do classes, at least not in the way that we used to. And the preferred method for for most people. And it was a nice way to really just kind of, at least for however long the show is on, provide some laughter, maybe even get a little insight on like how some of these other instructors who you maybe you saw somewhere, but you don't know exactly who they are as a person.
Yeah.
And you kind of get to see like, oh, they're like a normal person. Like I remember being a kid in Capoeira and thinking like all these messages and contra messages were just like, they were above us, and they don't even watch TV. All they do is capoeira all day long and things like that. And so it's nice to just kind of bring a little bit of normalcy to some of these people as well, which is really nice.
Yeah. To because like you said, it's so much negativity out there, and that's my goal with this too. Like Capoeira bring people together.
Yes.
Capoeira was created to bring people together. It doesn't make sense to me why capoeira have to be apart. So like I created this podcast to bring positivity to the like yourself uh, for the capoeira community. You know, like just bring something different to for us to learn, to grow, to go forward. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how many episodes you have so far?
So we've only done 2 episodes that have been posted.
Okay.
We're working. I'm editing the third one. I ran into some software issues, so that's been a little bit of an issue. But so I'm editing the third one and already working on the fourth.
Oh,
We have
nice.
the instructors ready for that one, and the clip picked out. I have to say I apologize for the clip I had you do. Although it was really funny, and I think you did a great job, and everyone did a great job. It was such a short clip. Like there's
Oh,
not
really?
much
For
going
everybody?
on. Uh,
What
but
you mean for short clip from us or for the movie?
for the movie, like I think
Yeah,
the
true.
clip itself was just like 60 seconds, if that.
Yeah.
And so it didn't provide like the most in-depth reactions and ideas, but the way that that you all dissected the little things, the subtle nuances of the clip was really really good, very thorough, to the point where it still fills the episode out, because and someone who has experience like yourself can see like, oh yeah, but what this little thing here, and then oh, but what about this in the Jenga,
Yeah.
or like all of that
That
stuff.
was so
So
funny.
it was still very very good, even though the clip itself is pretty short.
Yeah, yeah. It was so funny that the most funny part of the whole thing is when he's like he turns around. He's like, ah, dude, I
Yeah.
was cracking up. That was cracking me up, man. Yeah, it was
Oh,
super, super funny.
the
How?
look in his face, yeah, this was priceless.
Yeah, man, it was super funny. How was the other instructors' reaction? He was they were like having fun too.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, so the other instructors. I'm sorry. Are you referring to the other episodes? Or are you talking
Yeah,
about the?
the this new one that is coming out.
Oh, okay, yeah. So kind of the same thing. I mean, they all thought it was pretty funny, um, and they were the same thing. They were able to dissect the very small things in the background, the beating bow playing in the background, the stretching the stretching he does against
Oh man,
the caravan there, and
that
um,
quechada was so bad too.
the Kishada. Yeah, I think it was Mr. Mototempo who was pointing out something that I didn't notice. I don't think anyone else really mentioned that I can remember, about. I don't want to give too much away,
Yeah, 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 no, yeah, yeah, yeah.
but he pointed out the footwork, of Dustin Hoffman's character while he's doing the weird thing with his arms.
Yeah.
But his footwork's not that bad. And that's something that I didn't notice, and I think that that's really cool. Is that like having different perspectives or different minds who are noticing
Yes.
different things can point out like, well, this isn't how we would do it, but that's actually not bad. And the other one
That's
says, you know
true.
what, I didn't notice that. You're right. That like so
Yeah.
that was really cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like he brings so much attention to his face and his arms that you don't pay too
Yeah,
much attention to the legs. I mean, he's right though. I didn't think about the legs neither.
yeah. Neither did I. I was so focused on this thing.
That was so funny, man. I was cracking up. That's thank you so much for having me on that, man. That was
Yes,
really fun.
yes, of course. Thank you for participating. It's nice to be able to work with so many great people who are open. Not everybody is open to doing it. For one reason or another, it could just be they don't want to have to be on camera in front of a camera like that. It could be shy or nervous, or
Yeah.
it does. In a lot of ways, I think it does take a little bit of courage to do like what you do here with your podcast, to just kind of step out and ask questions and converse with people. Some people have a hard time doing that. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, at the beginning, like when I started, it was hard for me. But it's
mhm.
like everything. You get used to it. And it's like
Yeah,
how I see it is like when you play in the Hoda.
yes, yes,
The first time you play in the Hoda, man, well, at least for me, I was so nervous. I did so many jingas before. I did so many kicks before. When I got into the Hoda, I forgot everything.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
dude, I was so nervous, and I was doing the exact same thing the guy was doing. That was the jinga, like so weird jinga, and I couldn't control myself. And then the second time, and then the third time, and you start feeling comfortable until, like, you comfortable is just you just get used to it. It doesn't feel as awkward.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's with anything, you know, experience brings a level of comfortability.
Correct.
And you just start to kind of become, maybe not become yourself, but you're really more comfortable with showing yourself.
Correct.
Um,
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think, I think our games in the Hada are a very strong reflection of our character and our innermost feelings and morals, the way that we interact with somebody, not
Absolutely.
unlike the way that we converse with somebody.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Because I always say, like, the Jenga is like your fingerprint. It's
Yeah,
only
yeah.
yours. There's no one like Jenga can Jenga like you, even if
Mhm.
you have a student for 100 years.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you mentioned before that you teach right now, right?
Yes.
Yes. So where are you teaching now?
I'm
Like,
teaching in,
so people can go and find you.
oh, yes. Yeah. I'm teaching in Minnesota. My school is called Capoeira, Minnesota.
Nice.
Um, we have been doing online classes since March. And yeah, I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
what else to say about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been around for like 20. I've been doing capoeira for about 20 years now. I think
That's awesome.
a lot of people kind of know who I am or where I am at this point, I believe. Um, and I'm still here in the same spot that you
Yeah.
left me, guys.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And how is the online classes? How your students are reacting to that?
You know, I would say very good. I guess not all of them have actually told me for sure exactly how they feel about it.
Okay.
I think that it's a very, because it's new, and different. It can have its own set of challenges. I know for a few instructors who I've talked to, and I've had this experience myself, where you're teaching these online Zoom classes, and it's like direction, right? You don't know exactly if you're being mirrored or what on their end. So you're like, I don't know if that's your left foot or your right foot, but try to do it like this. Okay, go around the front.
Go
No,
that
wait, I
direction.
mean that way.
Yeah.
So it has its issue, it has its problems, but there are strong benefits to it. One of the things
True.
that I myself, and I know a lot of others have really been able to tap into, is the very stronger sense of community. Um,
Yes.
one of the very first people to invite me to a class was Mestre Lobinho,
Okay.
Coraggioso.
Yeah.
And then, you know, more people started doing the same. We've been doing swap classes lately too, where one school, different group would come join in on the class that I was teaching, and then the next day we'd go take a class from one of their instructors.
That's
So
awesome.
we've,
I did that with one professor. I will be super happy to do it with you, by the way, to bring you to my class.
yeah, yeah, I'd love to. I'd love
Yeah, yeah.
to. Let me know your
For you to,
schedule.
to teach my students, that would be great.
Yeah, yeah, that would be, yeah, I'd love to. Let me know the schedule and we can make it work.
Nice, nice. Let's do it. Perfect. And how how are you dealing with the challenge of keeping that energy up in class,
Um,
or how you feel about that?
that I think, again, another challenge that this whole situation, I don't think it's the Zoom or online classes itself, but just the situation, because your day-to-day lives have been changed. So this whole pandemic has brought a new wave of personal issues for a lot of different people before they ever come to class.
Yeah.
And so you're not just dealing with the the distance of that teacher-student relationship, you're dealing with their emotional issues with the distance from friends and family, and their jobs, their livelihood, their income. Um, and so I think one of the most important things about this, with the Zoom classes or whatever forum people are using for their own online classes, is to remember that not only are we instructors, but for a lot of people, we are a part of their support system.
Yeah.
And so positive reinforcement and words of encouragement go a long way, especially in this time.
Yes.
And so I think that's kind of been one of my strongest methods, is just to um, remind people that there's a light at the end of this tunnel.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It won't be this way forever. It can be very, very hard to keep your head up during this time. Just know that this time will pass. And I think that has helped a lot of people, as far as emotionally. And then also just providing this outlet, right? The capoeira itself providing that outlet where you can take out your frustrations, or if you're feeling in a very cheerful mood, you can celebrate with the people that you're used to being around on a daily or weekly basis.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree, because, this also gives you opportunity to see people from all over,
Yes.
and in a matter of seconds, you can be like,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna go to Michigan right now, and you click
Yep.
join the class, and you're Michigan.
Right.
Of course, it's not gonna be the same like with you're person to person and all that, but you get to see new faces, you get to meet new people. It's still positive, really positive stuff about this.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. Like, yeah, it's nice, like, to be like you said, popping in Michigan. I've been able to take some classes in Brazil, where it's like you have to do a lot of planning ahead and stuff
yeah,
to actually just go to Brazil, right? But in this case, it's like someone sends you a link and you could be in Brazil in 5 minutes.
absolutely.
So this has provided an opportunity for all of us, as practitioners of capoeira, whether you're a student or a teacher of capoeira, to really, really dig into the community aspect of capoeira, enriching that and making that as strong as we can. That when this is over, the relationships that we've built out of this can stay intact and be as strong as they are right now. And I hope that's something that we don't forget when we go back into our training in our own schools.
I agree.
I feel a lot of instructors who I've conversed with during this time have said that they plan to continue utilizing this method,
Oh
this
yeah,
form, even after they reopen their schools, which I think would actually be pretty good for the community aspect of capoeira.
absolutely. Yeah, and because from my perspective, you can use this tool. A lot of people feel like, especially beginners, when they're going to try capoeira for the first time, they are like, "Oh, I don't want to look stupid," and then be like, "I'm shy to go to class and look stupid," which they don't. But you can use this. Okay, well, you feel that way. I have online classes that you can do it from your home, and
Yeah,
just start super basic, super basic. Okay, do it, and once you start feeling comfortable, just join the class.
right. I mean, yeah, it's exactly that. Um, we've kind of stumbled into this kind of awesome method of bringing capoeira into somebody's home, that they can still take a class. It's not YouTube, right? It's not where you're watching an instructional video, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But you're not watching an instructional video and not getting that one-on-one, correction of your technique or anything like that. Like, you really still have a direct line to somebody who can critique and constructively and help you grow in capoeira, versus just seeing someone do capoeira moves on a TV show or a movie or a
And
YouTube
try to
video.
copy, quote
Yeah,
unquote.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you're still taking a lesson from
Yeah.
a credible source, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think
Yeah.
that's a useful tool that we just kind of stumbled upon.
Yeah.
So I 100% I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you can also use this for example, coming back to the point of like, you can be so far away and you can be close and be in touch and matter for a second. Like my mestre, he's all the way in California. I'm in Indianapolis. It's like, man, it's not like around the corner.
Yeah.
So see, it's easier for me to be like, to get updates or anything.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. How is the capoeira community around there reacting to all these online classes?
Here in Minnesota.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I believe that it's going well for all of them. Um, for the other schools out here, I believe it is. I again, this whole situation has brought on a different kinds of problems for a lot of different people. So it's hard to say on like individually how people are dealing with it. But as far as the instructors go, um, some of them have found a new sense of motivation
Yes.
because it's like now I'm so eager to get back that like I have this new fire and this new passion, um, and um, and it's already kind of bleeding through in this format. Um, that has been, for me, I can say, very inspirational because I'm starting to feel that same eagerness,
Yeah.
and I'm seeing the students who are, because they don't have the same schedules, right? They're not able to go to they're not going to work as often if their job isn't essential. They're not spending as much time with their friends or family or loved ones. So they have a little more time for training in capoeira.
Yeah.
And like I said before, it's an outlet for a lot of people. So I'm seeing a lot of different students around the community in different schools. They're posting all these training videos. I'm like, I've never seen you train this much. And I'm just like, and not that that's like, in your regular normal life, that's a bad thing that you don't have the time to train as much. But it's really inspiring to see so many people really putting forth so much effort into their capoeira. So I don't know if that answers the
Yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it did, it did. Yeah, yeah. No, that's awesome. Because at the end of the day, us as students, because we're also students, if we support our maestri, our professor, our instructor, they are going to get that motivation to come back to teaching us.
Yes.
And is like it's a reciprocity relationship. Like I give you, you give me, you give me, I give you.
Exactly.
It's a we. It's a we are going um, forward through this. Like we have to do it together. I don't think there's another option.
Definitely. I mean, it's like any relationship, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's reciprocal,
Yeah.
and it requires give and take. And that's actually a good thing that you brought up, because sometimes I do believe that, especially maybe sometimes with newer students who haven't been around as long, can often forget that a lot of the stuff that you do in your class or your participation actually does have, often enough, does have an effect on the instructor.
Yeah.
Your work ethic can inspire your instructor to push harder, not only in the ways that they instruct you, but in their own training,
Yeah.
their own desire to go seek out more knowledge and information, and to better themselves so that they can be better for you.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like same like you, I've been doing capoeira for 19 years now, but almost. And I've seen that those students that they come to class and don't really appreciate the instructor or the person that's teaching and now that I'm on that position teaching you, they don't know how much work you have to put into this.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes or you by yourself. I don't know if when you started capoeira there, you had a big community, but here in Indiana, I was pretty much me and my wife for like a year, only two of us, and it's hard to keep that motivation. Like, man, when one person is gonna show up, and it brings you down your motivation. It's like, I don't really want to go teach, and to have a room empty, and then one person shows up and you're like, yes, finally, and then that person gets motivated, and the second person, and it's a compound effect. And it's like you said,
Yeah.
it's like bring the fire on you, and it's like, man, I want to teach more.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's a domino effect. Like
Correct. Exactly.
as soon as that one goes, it's like, all right, now we're rolling here. So
Yeah, yeah, and keeps the energy going.
mhm.
Yeah, and just to wrap it up really quick, you say around what time you started capoeira?
I started early 2000.
Nice.
Um, I was
You remember the time?
Yeah, it was in the spring of 2000,
Nice.
and I was already a martial artist. I was doing
Oh, cool.
taekwondo. I've been
Okay.
doing taekwondo for a number of years, taekwondo and karate, and this this capoeira group moved into the academy I was training in. We had really high ceilings. So we had like the big backyard trampolines.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
had one of those inside the academy.
Oh, cool.
And so I was coming early to just practice some acrobatic training and stuff like that, like we
Just to have
often
fun.
would.
Yeah.
But now this new capoeira group had came in, so I just kind of walked in on the class going on, and they were about to have a roda, and I'm like, oh, this looks like a lot of fun. The music is going, stuff like that. I'm bobbing my head, and
Nice.
I remember I asked my taekwondo instructor if it would be all right if I came in, joined into the roda, and so they let me come stand in the hall, then clap my hands and stuff like that. I couldn't sing any of the songs because I had no idea what they were singing.
Yeah.
But um,
Did you know it was capoeira by then?
I'm sorry.
Did you know that was capoeira, or was it like very, very first time you
I
see it?
knew I knew it was capoeira, kind of, right. Like
Okay.
I'd seen Only the Strong, and
Nice.
if I remember correctly, I'd played Tekken, and
Nice.
by the
Nice.
time, so Eddie Gordo was a character. So I recognized it as a martial art form. I just didn't necessarily know exactly what it was, because in Tekken they don't really do the music. Even in
Yeah.
Only the Strong, the music is not a very prevalent factor in the film.
Yeah.
So I didn't recognize that. But the instructor, she had a rule, that on your first day in a class or participation with the capoeira, you have to play in the roda.
Oh,
So me
nice.
just standing at the roda meant that now I'm a part of it. So now I have to actually go into the roda and play this game. I hadn't even taken a class yet. So, what do you do as a martial artist? Tossed into what appears to be a sparring ring. You
Yeah.
just start sparring. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but by the end of it, I was completely in love with it.
That's awesome.
I quit taekwondo like the next week. I was done with
You
taekwondo
instructor is like,
forever.
God damn, why I let him in? That's awesome.
So yeah, but you know what? My taekwondo instructor also trained capoeira, so he wasn't really upset about that,
Oh, cool, cool.
because I was still in the
Much better,
academy
much
and
better.
everything like that.
Nice.
But he did miss me in the taekwondo classes. But he understood why. Like, it's like, yeah, this is totally, it just blends so well with your personality.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. That's awesome. And when did you get the Guerreiro nickname? And why?
I didn't get my nickname for about 3 years. I got my nickname from Mestre Fran Makulele
Oh, cool. Okay.
in Atlanta. He come here to Minnesota in 2003. I believe it
Nice.
was the fall of 2003. And so my actual name, I don't tell people my name. So here's an exclusive for your podcast.
Okay, okay.
My name is Ira, spelled Ira.
Nice.
And so in Brazilian Portuguese, it's pronounced Ira, which actually translates to wrath.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so my mestre at the time, I believe, was under the impression that was my nome de guerra, and so he only called me Ira. And in 2003, Mestre Fran was there. He asked about me because I played this game, and I kicked this guy in the face, and it was the biggest mistake of my capoeira career, I think, because this guy was so much better than me at capoeira at that time, and
Oh,
he's
it
still
was
better.
it was part of destiny, because if you don't kick him in the face, Mr. Frank wouldn't like see
Exactly.
you. Let's see it that way.
Yeah. So
Nice.
yeah, I did a gancho, and I kicked him in the face. He thought I was gonna throw a martello, and I came, around the other side and just kind of walked right into it.
Oh, okay.
And his name is Furacão.
Okay.
So you can imagine, like, someone with the name Furacão is probably really, really fast and very lethal.
Yeah.
He didn't take very kindly to me kicking him in the face, and for the rest of that game. He's just kind of just working me over.
Hmm.
And I had really bad asthma. So he kicked me in the ribs,
Oh,
and I lost my breath, had an asthma attack, and bruised ribs. And Messi Fran asked about it. He's like, hey, what happened to that kid? I was a teenager at the time. And he's like, what happens to that kid, the one who kicked Furaka on the face? And it's like, oh, Ida and my instructor, Haza, was just like, he still doesn't have a nickname, because they were trying to figure out who I was. And Messi Fran immediately goes, oh, that's Guerreiro.
nice.
And from that day on, I've been Guerreiro ever since.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Shout out to Messi Fran for that. Thank you.
Shoot out. Yes, yes, yes. No, that was awesome, man. That was awesome. I mean, to kick someone in the face while being a teenager, you know what I mean? You gotta be a warrior, man. Because that was pretty cool, though. I mean, it's part of destiny,
Yeah.
Yeah, and now to wrap it up, um, what would be a single advice for the capoeira community from just personal perspective?
I guess I'll use kind of this situation, and I kind of said it earlier, but it's don't forget that we really do have a strong community. We can lean on each other in times of need. This has been a great and shining example of that strength, that pillar that we have in the community of Capoeira, and the culture of Capoeira, I mean, is community. Don't forget about that. Once this is over, continue to reach out other schools. Go to other people's events. Support Capoeira in its entirety, not simply in your school. There are other projects. There are other foundations and organizations and charities that different mestres across the world are doing. If you have the ability and desire, get involved in some way. And then on top of that, again, leaning on the community in moments when you find it difficult to train, or you find it difficult to just get through the day. Remember that, like, a lot of us, we are actually not just people who train an art form together. We're friends.
Absolutely, yes.
We're like a family, and you can depend on family to be there in the times that you need it. So whatever you do in the future, just don't forget that.
Yes. I like that part with when you say that we are family. Don't forget that part. And because sometimes we get on. I guess we can call in our own ego, and we can be like, I don't want to reach out. I don't want to bother. I'm fine. I'm okay. And then like, I'm probably sad or whatever, or excited. I'm happy I got this move. It's really nice to reach out to, I don't know, whoever in the capoeira community that you're friend with, and be like, hey, like, I need someone to talk to. Like,
Mhm.
it can be for good, for sad, or happy. Like
Yes,
anything. That's what we're
definitely.
here for.
Definitely.
Yes. All right, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming here and sharing your experience and having fun here with us.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. And we'll keep in touch. And don't forget to subscribe to this awesome channel, because he's funny stuff, man.
Thank you.
Yes, of
Thank you
course.
so
Okay.
much.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. My goal with this podcast is to inspire you to push your trainings and to help you to understand how awesome capoeira is for us. Help me to spread the positivity by sharing this episode with one friend, two friends, or anyone, so we can inspire more and more and more and more people. Thank you so much again. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next Hoda. Keep the greatness. Ashe.